Chris Aceto and Aaron Singerman back in the saddle again, doing the wrap-up of the 212 and Open New York Pro. The show just let out, Aaron.
Yes.
And let's start with the 212s. The 212 saw a new face. He's a newer face. I think last year was his first year as a pro. I think he works with Dave Palumbo. Oh. His name is Kareth Bajo, and he was really impressive in prejudging. I mean, there was a lot of guys in the 212s. He beat a lot of names. What did he bring to the table that allowed him to beat, guys who've been in the Olympia in the top 10?
Well, look, there was like almost 30 212 guys, so it was a very competitive class. And a lot of guys were in great shape. A lot of guys were in better shape than the open guys, right? The 212 guys, as usual, were harder and definitely looked like they were closer to what I would consider the peak shape. And I think he had a lot of great lines. He combined that with condition and hardness. He was very dry. And I think those factors put him ahead of a lot of those guys who have bigger names.
Yeah, it was surprising, only not because of his physique, but the fact that in a crowd of 30 that he was recognized. It's easy for people who are in great shape to get lost in the in the shuffle.
Yeah.
And to the credit of the judges here, they had him a solid third from the get-go. Speaking of crediting or non-crediting, the controversy of the night, of course, is Eduardo Correa came in. He hasn't competed for 3 years, had a major tricep reattachment surgery, came in here blazing, peeled out of his mind. What did you think of, one, the way Eduardo looked, and two, how the results unfolded?
Yeah, so I had the honor to actually present the trophy to the 212 guys. So I got to see him in the very front row, but I also got to see him up close on stage in the lights, presenting the trophies. And I have to say that Eduardo was in impeccable, ridiculous shape, right? He was actually in the best shape of anybody in the whole show, not just the 212, but in anybody in the whole show. And I thought that he brought the old conditioning that we know Eduardo for, and he certainly brought the best conditioning in the show. So when I walked up to hand him the second place trophy, I was already thinking to myself, like, kind of bullshit, right? I felt like, you never want to say that because the judges are judges, right? And you can't doubt them. The one thing with pro judges is they're the best that we have, and they give the opinion of what they think at the time. So there's no way to say they're wrong, right? In my opinion, they made a miscalculation this time. Now, that's just me. Who am I? Nobody, right? They're the judges. But to me, I walked up and I felt bad for him. I could tell he felt very, very sad. And when I handed it to him, he was holding it together by a thread. And I felt it for him, right? Because he did everything that he could do. And by a lot of people's opinions here, that he did everything he needed to do.
Yeah. Ahmad Ashkanani was already qualified for the Olympia. It's interesting that he came in here to the New York Pro. Why do you think, what do you think, speculate could be the reason to come here when you're already qualified? Yeah. And risk like coming here and this was a risky move. Although he's the champion tonight, he's going with a dent in the armor in terms of there's kind of like an asterisk there. What would be the advantage of coming to the New York Pro? Granted, it's an established, huge show, rather than just, gas it right into the Olympia.
Well, he's had some injuries, right? And I think that maybe he felt like, I'm going to prove myself here. I'm going to show people that I'm the real deal and that I'm coming in and I'm going to be vying for the title because the title's open, right?
Yeah.
So you got Derek and him and a few other guys like Eduardo Correa, who are like now the guys coming after Flex Lewis's spot. Maybe he thought he was going to come in and cement that he is the next guy on the list.
Build some momentum.
Build momentum, right?
Yeah.
We always talk about, we compare bodybuilders to stocks, right? He's here, Eduardo's here, they're all here. Maybe he felt like he was going to put himself over the top and become the next big blue chip, right?
Yeah, well, regardless of, with the way I personally thought the results should have went down, congratulations to Ahmad Ashkanani. You're truly a tremendous bodybuilder, and this is a subjective sport. And people's general opinion. There's our opinions tonight is like the electoral, the popular vote versus the electoral college.
It doesn't matter what we think. Right?
I think Eduardo Correa might have won the popular vote, and the electoral college went to Ashkanani. Yeah,
he's the people's champ.
Well, there's the benefit to being a people's champ, right? Especially when you're being sponsored, right? 100%, I mean,
Yeah, I know.
Wouldn't you like to have him under?
Yeah, Eduardo Correa, for sure. Not only is he popular here in America and with all the fans here tonight, but he's also incredibly popular all over the world.
Congratulations once
Are you
again.
trying to sell me?
No, I just want to hear a business pitch. Congratulations to Ahmad Ashkanani on your 2019 New York Pro 212 win.